You'd worked on then a number of committees, and fast forwarding a bit to the time that you spent on the board, and even during the time that you were an officer, what were the programs, the national programs that you remember the most, that you had the greatest interest in, and were there any programs that you thought received too little attention or more attention than it should, or were there some programs that you thought should have received more? Can you free associate with that a bit?
Well, I think the one program that was took over our lives initially was, when I went on the board, was the tapes in the federal court, and there had been a series of great past presidents of NCRA, Doris Wong and Doris Malden and Frank Nelson and this fellow from San Diego. And they were advocates of, strong advocates of computer transcription and translation. And now it was a question of taking it to the next level. We needed to use this as a tool to somehow slow down the efforts within the federal judiciary to essentially replace stenotype reporters with tape. And the one way to do it was to play the CAT advantage, and in particular the real-time advantage. At that time, there was really only one system out there, and it was XScribe that had real-time capability. So we were able to partner with XScribe to begin to develop a concept that we came up with called the Courtroom of the Future. And that was a great project. It really created, for the first time, I think, in the history of this association, substantial interest in reporting and reporting technology. Now, you know, I have to say that's not totally so, because we had the Lindbergh trial and the stenotype impact there, but certainly, you know, in our times, to my remembrance. And that was, I think, the one program that was just exciting beyond anything else.
During the time that you were president, what was the thing that you wanted to accomplish the most during that time?
Probably, well, I had two different types of goals when I was president. There were the goals that I was hoping to accomplish, mostly in the areas of education and technology. But unfortunately, we got seriously sidetracked by a tremendous, huge financial crisis that had occurred over the years and was a growing problem and seemed to come to head in the year before I was president and begin to take over our focus. So, you know, what we wound up having to do was focus on somewhat of a restructuring of the way we did things. You know, becoming a lot more conscious, cost-conscious than we had to be in the past. But I would have loved to have spent more time doing the things I loved the best. Unfortunately, the cards were dealt to me in a different fashion, and I had to deal with essentially the huge economic problems of that time.
If your peer group decided to reminisce about you, they would say what? He
talked too much. I think that they would talk about captioning. They would talk about the technology that I played a pivotal role in. I was just by maybe serendipity, by chance, but nonetheless, I guess that would be what people would remember most about me. I don't think there's anything that occurred during my year as president that people would tend to remember, because it was a caretaker year in the sense of focusing on issues that members weren't necessarily aware of. But I was fortunate. I had the greatest board, and we were able to, I think, save the association from financial bankruptcy.
Interesting. How would you like to see your contributions to the profession remembered?
more than anything else, that he helped people. He helped people that were deaf, hard of hearing, that he contributed there, that he did something good, and that he took reporting into a new arena that had never been before. I guess in that sense, I think I'm lucky, very, very lucky in that. I had the opportunity, again, perhaps by chance, to be probably the only person that ever was able to take us into a whole new field. It doesn't often happen. You know, it could have been anyone. It happened to fall to me.
Well, on behalf of a grateful profession, I want to thank you, Marty, for your contributions and sitting down and talking with us today about them. Thanks.
Thank you.